Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Man, 2 Fridays in a row. I've got something cool to show you guys. A while ago, I was talking to you about some new features that came out, one of which being ChatGPT's plugins. Now, at that point, we didn't have access, but I did apply for access, and I got a text message this morning from my business partner, Mark, and he just said, "Hey, guess what? We have plugins now." So we got approved to have plugins. And while I was drinking my coffee this morning, I was kind of looking through YouTube and realized that very few people have actually given access to plugins and are talking about it. So I wanted to open up the conversation, and instead of just talking about what plugins are, let's talk about what it looks like for us to use them in ChatGPT. And I'm going to focus this through the lens of, as real estate agents, how this could be helpful. And so we're going to go through this together. And once I actually get into ChatGPT, probably over the weekend, over the next week or so, and play with plugins, I will absolutely make a companion video. It's going to showcase what you can do and actually give you some tactile information. But for now, this is just kind of a let's see what we've got going on. So if you go to platform.openai.com, you have access to some documentation. And in the documentation area, they have an area for plugins. So I just pulled that up just to kind of refresh myself. What are plugins? Why are they important? And how can we utilize them? So plugins are essentially like a Google App Store. So think about how Chrome has extensions. Plugins are the same concept for ChatGPT. So what they do is they allow a secondary app to work with ChatGPT so that we can accomplish things using both of them. So really cool idea. And I'm going to show you guys in a second why it's really cool, right? And this is where my brain starts to get excited for us as real estate agents. How can we make better world-class client experiences? And that's just always what I'm circling back to. How can we make better world-class client experiences? But the purpose of the review process is for safety, the immediate team. Basically, they're talking about how you can gain access, what they look like, why they didn't just immediately roll them out. So it looks like in development, they've got 15 developers who have access. They've got some people who are approved, types of users. We are plugin users now. That's pretty cool. And users have been granted access, have gone through our review process. I did submit a review, and the user must be ChatGPT plus subscribers. Mark and I subscribe to it, and we share a chat. That way we have access to some of the better features, as well as just like speed, things like that. I know it's it is another subscription service that you have to apply to your monthly tally, but it has been absolutely worth it for us. We just split the cost down the middle. And if it's something that you're interested in, if it's something you've looked at or thought about, personally, I do recommend it. It doesn't help me, doesn't benefit me for me to give you that recommendation, but it's been really helpful for us to be able to accomplish some really cool stuff. Plugin developers, Mark and I might circle back on that a little bit later. Maybe we'll build out some plugins. On his software side, he's the founder creator of RealVolve, the real estate CRM, and he's been integrating through the API, which allows you to communicate with ChatGPT. A lot of new stuff. We've covered some of that on other videos, but really cool. I'm excited to see what he can do over there. I also am building out a software system that is going to help you guys, real estate agents, build out systems within your business and do it just lightning fast, utilizing just background information on you as a real estate agent and your business, questions that you should generally know how to answer anyways, and focusing it through the lens of the core strategies, and then outputting things that you can immediately build into systems. So that is coming soon. And just as like a soft pitch, I'm going to keep soft pitching it. But if you are interested in gaining access, I am looking for 20 tech-empowered real estate agents to beta test that for me. And all you have to do is send me an email, Cody, C-O-D-Y, workflowsecrets.info. Let me know why you're a tech-empowered real estate agent and how you'd be a great fit for this. We'll give you free access to it. And the only thing that I'm asking in exchange is that you just share with me what your thoughts, what your feelings were, what you liked about it, maybe what you didn't like about it, and how it helped you move closer to success as a real estate agent. That's what we're looking for. It is not yet available, but it will be so soon. So I was hoping for end of month. That's, always a nice goal, but doesn't look like I'm going to get there. I'm just a couple days short. But my developers have the code in hand. I basically used ChatGPT to build out most of the code, and then I sent it over to them. Now they're refining it and they're putting it together, and eventually we're gonna have an app. But super excited for that. But plugins. So submitting plugins for review. Not a whole lot there. Plugin policies. Basically some safety stuff. This is not as helpful as I thought it might be. So let's just jump back into chat. So I logged out, logged back in. We are in ChatGPT Plus, and now up at the very top in the middle, you'll see that we have access to default ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT 4, legacy ChatGPT 4, ChatGPT 3.5 with browsing is now out, and ChatGPT 4 has browsing built in. So we already had access to browsing, and what browsing does is it lets you plug in a URL, and ChatGPT can grab that URL and make a search query or like search through that specific website. It's not stored data. It's not data that it was trained on. It's just looking at that website. So think about when you as a real estate agent are like, man, I need to search up a recipe that I can send to this new lead that I've got. And you like go to Google and you type in like great apple pie recipe. And then you have to like search manually through all of the URLs that it pops, and you find one. And then you have to scroll through a life story about Anna and how her grandma used to make great apple pies. And then eventually you get to the recipe. Well, what a process. ChatGPT, you just give it the URL, it's going to do that for you, and it's going to do it in like 3 seconds, right? And then it's going to give you the answer. So search as a concept, I think, is just going to change over the next, several months, probably next 18 months to, 36 months. I think technology is just going to revolutionize. And this is what I get so excited about, because it's all about speed. How can we go faster with the monotonous things? That way we as real estate agents, we as business owners, business practitioners, employees, whomever we are, how can we make our job of like the tedious stuff faster? And if we can do that, once we've done that, what do we get to do? Do we get to be creative? Do we get to, as real estate agents, get to do what we're very good at? And it's working with people and helping people, right? So I think that it opens up a lot of windows. And that's my ongoing rant. That's my personal opinion about how ChatGPT helps us. I know there's a lot of disseminating voices. I know ChatGPT is dangerous. I'd like to say that it's a pointy object, and it's our job to keep the pointy end facing forward. And man, if we do that, if we apply discernment, and we as a community kind of ensure that people are operating in good faith, I think we're in a good spot. But plugins. So right next to the model, you now have plugins. And I've already gone ahead and I have installed the Zapier plugin. Mark and I use Zapier all the time. Zapier integrates with RealVolve, the CRM. And so I've been using it since 2019. Mark has been using it since I want to say 2016. They have a very good relationship with the company, Zapier. And I'm pretty sure some of Mark's employees worked for Zapier previously. But what Zapier is a parsing service. So what that means is you can tell Zapier to do certain tasks, and it'll start to grab things and send things places. It's kind of like think of like an old railway station. You had the conductor that's going to send the trains different places, right? It's kind of what Zapier is. It's parsing information, and it gets to do all these really crazy things. It works on the back end of quite a lot of software, from like social media messaging plugins, where it helps a conversation be formed and pulls over lead information, to just process information. You can build out automations, which is a fancy way of saying tasks that run for you. So a great example of one that I saw Mark speaking about recently was he had a Zap set up from Zapier. Zapier is got Zaps, right? And it came in, or an email came in to your inbox, and the Zap was designed to pick up certain fields. So it knew the name, the email, the birthday, the phone number, and it grabbed all that information and it immediately just sent it over to your CRM. Now you don't have to manually cut and paste and grab that and send it over. So things like that. That's what Zapier is there for. And that's going to be one of the first things that I'm excited to play with the plugins, because I just think Zapier already has such incredible power. Let's see what they can do with ChatGPT. So we've got Zapier. Like I said, there's going to be more videos to come with plugins, but I just wanted to first look at this because when I scoured the internet to find the experts that have plugin access, a lot of people talking about what plugins are, a lot of developers talking about how to build plugins, not really people talking about practical use for plugins. So Zapier, and you go to this plugin store. Now, when you're in this plugin store at the very bottom, it's got some install unverified plugins, develop your own plugins, and about plugins. When I click this about plugins, it popped up this message that was there when I first clicked on the plugins. Plugins are powered by third party, plugins are connected to GPT, and ChatGPT automatically chooses when you use plugins during a conversation. Just kind of giving you some quick tips on that. It's interesting. Now, the thing that I didn't realize was going to be the case, but I guess it makes sense, is with all of these people out here developing plugins. So what they've done is they have the API, or the ability to communicate back and forth with ChatGPT, and they've been writing code to build out these little micro applications that are plugins. And maybe they built them out, but they're not verified, and OpenAI hasn't sat down and said, okay, this makes sense, or this is a strategic partnership. So you can install unverified ones, and I would wager there's going to be an entire marketplace of plugins for ChatGPT that move forward for some really cool stuff. But the verified ones, the ones that ChatGPT is going to inherently work with, OpenAI has approved them as being good plugins, are the ones that are featured right now. So there are 2 pages, and really there's only 8, 9, 10, 11 plugins that are verified. So not that many. So if you are finding this and you have access to plugins, don't stress. We are on the cusp of something really cool. But like I said, Zapier is going to be one that I'm really excited to play with. And the next thing that I'm actually super excited, and I was saving it to install for you guys just so you could see what an install process looks like, is Instacart. Now, Instacart is a company that allows you to shop online and deliver to your door. Now, the reason I am super excited about this, and I talked about it when these first came out, is because as a real estate agent, how often are you driving a world-class client experience that involves some sort of food or consumable object, right? So maybe you're thinking in the same lines as me, but what if we had a ChatGPT plugin that automatically on the close date, when our clients, when our customers had finally closed, they have all of their documents signed and the keys have been turned over to them. What if an Instacart just shows up at their door that evening with an entire pantry or an entire refrigerator full of groceries. Now they don't have to worry about in the hustle and bustle of moving those groceries. So there are things like that that can enhance our overall world-class client experience. I keep saying that it's like a coined phrase because it's a phrase we talk about in our book, Our Best Workflow Secrets. In that book, Mark talks about how to build out in your core strategies, your conversions, your operations, your retentions, and your experiences, the four main fields of focus you need for your systems in real estate, the experiences, and how to build a world-class client experience. And so that's exactly the lens that I'm thinking through. It's like, man, how many real estate agents are going to go above and beyond and create something like that? I just think Instacart's going to be such an easy one. And maybe it's not an entire pantry or an entire refrigerator full of groceries, but maybe it's a meal. What if we can just send them over their very first meal that night that they have keys? Now, there have been several people in my life recently who have purchased houses. And I remember as soon as they closed, they got to the house is just empty. Maybe there is, a refrigerator. Maybe there isn't a refrigerator. This is also things to know, but my most recent friend who signed and purchased her house, she had a refrigerator in the house, and we got there and we were all celebrating this purchase, and we had to go buy pizza and come to her new house, and she unlocked it for the first time, and we laid out a blanket and kind of had a picnic in the house to celebrate. But what if we had the ability to do that automatically built into our system? So this is where I think this comes into play. Maybe it's utilizing something like RealVolve's CRM. They have a workflows engine that Mark built. And in your workflow, it triggers a activity to send out an action. So it's going to do something, the workflow is. And it triggers the ChatGPT plugin that knows who your client is, where they live, what time they're going to close, and generally speaking, what time they're going to get keys. And it sends that Instacart order. That way, as soon as they get there, maybe within the next 15 minutes, they get a surprise ding dong at the door, and there's food for them. And now they don't have to worry about food. They don't have to stress about oh my gosh, I was so focused on the stress that is closing. I didn't even think about eating today. And man, I'm just so excited. Clearly, that's just one example, but I think that is such a strong example of how we as real estate agents can utilize and leverage this. I'm just super excited to watch things like that unfold. So that is a freebie as a real estate agent. If you want to improve your client experience and build out that world-class client experience, and you're like, man, where do I start? Maybe you start there. Maybe that's a really good one. Right now, I am working on a presentation that I'm going to be sharing with you guys over the next month or so. And one of the secrets that I am building out and realizing is that the key to having incredible systems in your business that help engage customers and clients and leads and past clients and get them to come back to you again and again and again is that world-class client experience. If we get that right, magic happens. I truly believe that. So that is one of the things that I'm super excited about. And I did know Instacart was going to be paired with them. I'm not super familiar with many of these other ones. Expedia, obviously, that's going to be really cool for travel agents or just people looking to travel. And what I imagine you could do with this plugin is you give ChatGPT some parameters. Hey, I would love to go to a beach, and I have a week in July that I don't have to work. I have a budget of this much. I want to stay for this many days. I'm going to have this many people with me. So you're giving it some context. And then it can utilize the ChatGPT plugin of Expedia to just book the trip. Boom. There you go. Not a problem. So as you can see, plugins are going to make ChatGPT more powerful. It's going to make our experiences more fun, and it's going to give us the opportunity to start thinking outside of the box. Now, how do we use Expedia as real estate agents? Not quite sure. I don't know that I, as a real estate agent, want to start sending past clients on vacations, but hey, maybe you personally, as a real estate agent, you know that after you close 25 listings, you want to celebrate, and maybe you've got ChatGPT hooked up so that it'll book an Expedia based vacation for you once you've hit those 25, and you can go celebrate for a week. So things like that could be really fun. Dream with me, if you will. Other than that, we've got Zapier, we've got Expedia. Speak is going to learn how to say anything in another language. Now, we have shown you guys in the past how you can actually translate using ChatGPT. One of our good friends, Jose, at Eco Realty, he loved the idea of translating all of his pieces of marketing materials into Spanish. That way he can coordinate or drive a better experience for his native Spanish speakers in the Texas market. And so I love that. Speak is going to be really powerful, and it's going to help you. It looks like it might be a verbal integration as well, that, to be determined. I'm going to play with that. So I'll probably download all of these at some point. We've got Shop, search millions of products for the world's greatest brands. Now, this would be another experience, just like Instacart, but maybe instead of food, we think about, okay, clothing. What are things that my new past clients might need? Well, they probably need trash bags. They're probably going to need some dish soap. They might want some napkins and some paper plates, like things like that on move-in day, they don't have any of their stuff available to them. They've got lots of boxes full of stuff, but they've still got to unpack. How do I make their lives easier? And how do I give just that little extra that maybe other real estate agents aren't, that are going to set me apart? They're going to remind that client, oh, man, they really took care of me. And, I was so stressed about that closing day. I had the keys and I got to my new house, and I was just like overwhelmed by emotion and pride. And, I felt like I finally made it, but didn't have anything, and all of my stuff was gone. And then I realized this financial endeavor that I've just taken on, and it all kind of crashes. And I've gotten to see it happen now 4 times from just my friends over the last several years. And I imagine you, as a real estate agent, probably get to see that too. So what if we, as real estate agents, can help kind of prop up our past clients? We can be there to support them in those big milestone moments that are scary, right? So thinking about those kind of experiences drive that world-class experience. And I just think that plugins is going to be incredible for that. So I'll probably play it with Shop as well. We've got Wolframe, access computation, math, creation of real-time data. Interesting. I'm not sure that I personally need that, but maybe we'll play with it. Maybe we'll see what we got coming down the pipeline. Curate the wisdom of the village to give parenting ideas. Milo Family AI. Turn any 20 minutes from meh to magic. Now, here's a really interesting idea. And Mark spoke about this in our ChatGPT and real estate webinar, and it's available in our videos. I've sourced it onto here now. But what if you, as a real estate agent, knew that you had a family coming in for a meeting with you, and they were going to have their kids with them? Well, kids aren't going to be super interested in exploring the house, and they're probably going to be running around pretty ragged. So a lot of real estate agents who work with families will have some sort of activity, some sort of toy or something like that for the child when they are in these meetings. Now, what if we could build out custom experiences for these families that are centered around making meh into magic? Now, the example that Mark used was you used ChatGPT to write a story about how, and you literally custom build this with the child's name and their age, and if you know any interests about them, but how this incredible child got to go on this magical adventure. And in this adventure, they got to help the family pick their perfect house. and this perfect house was going to do this for them and this for them. And the reason for that is because of this. And you're helping give that child context as to why this is a big deal and why their family is so excited for this, even when maybe they don't quite understand, or maybe mom and dad don't know exactly how to have that conversation with them while they're at, say, a showing, right? So you can do really cool things like that as a real estate agent, especially if you are an expert in working with families and that's the niche that you like to work in. You're probably really good at building out those experiences. Now you leverage ChatGPT. Now you could use something like this Milo Family AI. You could build it out even deeper. Moving to the next page, Kayak. Kayak is for flights, rental cars. So now that we've got Expedia to help us celebrate our 25, we utilize Kayak, and now we don't have to worry about the flight. We don't have to worry about the rental car. All of it's taken care of. Another edition of Expedia Kayak. I'm pretty sure they pretty well do the same thing. I'm here for this. If you guys have big milestones, throw it down in the comments what your big milestone is and maybe how far or how close you are to it this year. And let's celebrate you as a real estate agent who's out there, who's working hard, who's utilizing technology. I would love to know. So throw that in the comments. Other than that, Open Tab is going to allow you to search for restaurants available for booking dinner. So boom, there are a lot of food-based things. Now, I am a foodie. I love good food, and truthfully, cooking is a love language for me. So I love cooking for my friends and my family. I have dinner parties all the time, but what if we had something like Open Table, which allows you to book a restaurant reservation? So back to that same example, it's just a really easy example as a real estate agent. We have a closing and we've turned over the keys, and all of a sudden they get a message on their phone, within 15 minutes of them arriving at the house. And it says, "Hey, Sarah, congratulations on the closing today. I know you're going to love your house. A lot of times our buyers get really stressed out about what's for dinner. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and booked you a reservation at insert restaurant for you and insert, Sarah's partner in this hypothetical. And, it is, it's not a dress up kind of day. I know that you've probably been pretty stressed about today, but I wanted to make sure that you were able to celebrate this big moment for you. Let me know if you need anything." And then boom, they're off to the races. And then maybe you leverage that with this shop. And after they've come back from dinner, there's like a welcome basket of home essentials and cleaning objects. Man, you tell me that you aren't going to be the real estate agent that they talk about if you do things like this. So I am confident that we as real estate agents, when we are leveraging ChatGPT, when we're leveraging the power that this technology gives us, we are going to be just fine. We're going to lead the industry. We're going to break away. We're going to be the successful ones. And, our Post-it note hero friends who are still writing tasks on all of their little Post-it notes and trying to remember things and trying to do it all and do and be and say all the things for all the people all the time, they're going to get burnt out. And it is my job to help them realize, hey, there's a better way, but a lot of them aren't going to make it. And that is not going to be you. I am confident in that, because not only are you watching this video, learning about plugins, but you are going to have all of the secrets to leveraging this technology. And you're probably going to have access to plugins so soon. The last one let's talk about is, oh man, that's a word right there. Klarna. Apologies if I mispronounce that. Klarna shopping. Search and compare prices from thousands of online shops. So maybe we, leverage Klarna and are able to evaluate different prices on those gift baskets that we're sending. Maybe we are using it for something else. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's not helpful for us as real estate agents, but man, this is so cool. I'm so excited. So the last thing that I want to do in this video is show you guys the installation process. Now, again, like I said, at some point, I'm going to be diving into actually using the plugins, show you guys some tacticals, but I need a little bit of time. So I appreciate the grace that you are going to give me and finding some time. But what I need from you, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell icon so that you know when my videos pop out, diving all into plugins, how you can leverage them as a real estate agent, and we are going to be successful. So let's get to it. Install. Boom. So it's going to load and it's going to install it. Now, the installation process was very quick, and now all I have to do is close, and ta-da! Now I have access. From here, I can toggle between one, none, all, whatever I'd like, and add as plugins. So that is that's really what I wanted to share with you guys today. Like I said, I'm just so jazzed about this. I'm so excited for what plugins are going to do for us as real estate agents, how we are going to just 10x, 20x, 50x, 1000x our ability to show up for our customers, to take out tedious processes and make them just much more focused. And realistically, we as real estate agents, the more we can focus on driving a world-class client experience, we can show up to our clients and be the authentic human beings that we came to real estate to be and to help them. We don't have to worry about the processes, systems, because we're leveraging technology to speed up all of the grind or the grunt work that we have to do. We're going to be just fine. And man, that's what I've got. So I want to thank you again for tuning into this video. Please, please, please like and subscribe. It's like 70% of people who view my videos aren't subscribers, and I would love to bump that up because it is our goal over here at Workflow Secrets to give you guys all tactile tools, tips, ideas on how to leverage technology as a real estate agent to just find your own version of success. Maybe that's more deals this year. Maybe that's more time with your family and friends. Maybe that's finding a personal hobby that you had to let go of a couple of years ago. I don't really know what it is. I'm not here to tell you what it is, but what I am here to tell you about is technology. And you guys get to watch through my learnings, my fumblings, my stumblings, and my journey along the way. So I hope you have a really great Friday. Hope you have an incredible weekend. And I will come to you guys back so soon with more about plugins. But that's what I've got for today. And I'll see you soon.